What's going on, everybody? Today we have a knife from Daggerr Knives. I think they call this the Ronin, if I remember right. There's really nothing on the box. As you can see, it's just a number. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so I saw a version of this come out last year. It came out in G10. This year we have it in carbon fiber. Okay, so it is a Russian company, which I think this is actually manufactured in China, I do believe. It has a fancy pants skull clip, and very interesting, yes, very cool. Got a little bit of a ball bearing glass breaker there. Interesting. Not like we haven't seen that a million times already. This is a long knife, slim and thin, but pretty long. And it flips open pretty good. We have a liner lock, which is easily 50%, or if not better. Interesting. Solid lockup. This is D2. Let's see what the action is. It's okay. Interesting blade. Tapers down to a tiny little Tanto tip. Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, that's right. This is on washer, so I guess the action really isn't too bad for washers. I mean, it's sure to break in. Yeah, I mean, all in all, it's not too bad as far as it definitely flips out hard. Got a really strong detent right there too. Interesting. And no looseness in it. If you can even see the centering on that, it looks to be pretty much right on the money as far as the centering goes. Not too bad of a carbon fiber. Definitely looks real. Looks like it's all the way through. I'd like to watch that stuff. But yeah, it's a big knife, long. It's a long knife. And yeah, it's definitely a big knife. So I kind of like that. The only thing I would have liked to seen it carry a wider Tanto, a little less belly here and drop here, and just kept a little bit more of the Tanto tip. But I mean, all in all, it's not super terrible. It's got kind of like almost a battle kind of worn finish to it. I'm kind of over the painted blades, even when they're battle worn. Yeah. So I don't know. This is what, $70-$80. We're just getting really super competitive in this price range for a knife. Now, the one thing I will say, it's a nice long knife. You're gonna get a great purchase, especially if you have a big hand. But it doesn't have a lot of height to it. So if you have a really big hand, you're probably gonna wrap around it 18 times. That's the only, disadvantage to it, as far as being like a thin blade as far as its overall height. But other than that, it's got some heavy duty liners. The liner lock seems to be pretty good. It definitely has a secure lockup. It's definitely kind of right in that 50% range. So as long as it doesn't wear in too badly, and there's no blade play or anything like that. It's got a nice solid lockup. It's got a nice edge on it. It's got a nice belly, nice curvature to it, which is, I guess, that is kind of the whole aspect of a Ronin, kind of samurai sword aspect, and they kind of call this a pocket sword. And it definitely has a Definitely has some pocket swordness to it. I mean, I do believe it's a 4-inch blade. Yeah, 3 3/4, give or take. I mean, it's pretty close. And with the glass breaker, you're looking at 9 inches. So she's a pretty long one. Looking at, yeah, about 3/4, a little over 3/4 of an inch in height. Almost 1 1/4 with the flipper tab there. You could choke up on, well, yeah, I wouldn't choke up on that. That edge is right there, and I can feel it cutting into me. So yeah, you don't want. It's got a nice sharpening tool. You're not gonna really want to. You're not gonna want to choke up on that. But other than that, I mean, the jimping up here is okay. It's not super aggressive, so the couch potato reviewers will love that. You know, it's not too sharp for them, but it's not. It's okay. You know, nothing to write home about. Again, carbon fiber. Got a weird line here, and you can actually feel that line. I don't know exactly what that. If it's like 2 pieces of carbon fiber that were joined together, because it's kind of pretty much flat. But you can actually feel that. It's weird. And it kind of almost seems like it almost has a design pattern to it. And that's kind of weird. But it is, yeah, I can definitely feel it. Yeah, I feel it over here too. It's kind of hard to see it with the, maybe they milled it down a little bit more here to give it a, I don't know, maybe a little bit more of a different pattern or something. I don't know. But it's interesting, definitely. It's definitely worth taking a look at. Like I said, though, I mean, for a $70, $80 knife, man, we're talking about a pretty competitive range there with knives these days. With Civivi really knocking it out of the park. But there you guys go. This is the Daggerr knives. I do believe Ronin, I think, is the name of it. And